This lesson is about how to find the equation of a tangent line. As we know, secant line means a linear function cross the curve with 2 points. Tangent line means passing through the curve at 1 point. Then the slope of a tangent line will be derivative. And we know this is a definition of a derivative. So when we talk about derivative, means the slope of a tangent line. In what situation derivative equal to 0? Think about derivative means the slope of a tangent line. When tangent line equals horizontal line, then slope equal to 0. Look at this graph. We could see at maximum point or at minimum points, the derivative equal to 0 because the slope of a tangent line equal to 0. So remember, normally we would use a derivative to figure out local maximum or minimum. In other words, at the local maximum and minimum, derivative of f(x) equal to 0. Look at the example. Find the slope of a line tangent to the graph of each function at a given point. Write down the equation of the tangent line. When we talk about slope of a tangent line, that means a derivative. So we got to figure out the derivative. Then you plug in the given point. You will get the slope of a tangent line at that point. Then write down the equation of a tangent line. If you are given a point and a slope, we got to use this formula. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. At this time, we got to use the power rule for derivative. That is x to the nth power. We do derivative means nx n minus 1. For example, if we have x to the 4th power, derivative for that, we got the 4. Drop down the exponents. Then your exponents minus 1. So we got the 4x to the 3rd power. And when we have x to the 3rd power, that's derivative. Drop down 3, we got 3x squared. If we have x squared, that's derivative. We got the 2x to the 1st power. If we got the x to the derivative, that means 1. So if we have linear function ax, then you will get a. For constant number, derivative of constant number equal to 0. Now we go to 31. F of x equals 4x squared plus 7x minus 3. Since we're looking for slope of tangent line, we need to get the derivative for f of x. Then we do derivative for each term. Figure out the variable first. You got the x squared derivative, that is 2x. 4 bring down, do the multiplication. If this is a linear function, then just your slope. The sign won't change, so this is a plus. The constant number to the derivative, that's 0, so minus 0. Then we organize, that is 8x plus 7. That is a derivative of fx. We're looking for the slope of tangent line at given points. Given points x equals 2. Therefore, slope x equals 2, I plug into this derivative. A times 2 plus 7, that is 23. So we figure out the slope of tangent line at given points x equals 2. That is 23. Now we need to figure out the equation of a tangent line. We need to figure out that x1, y1. Since we got the x equals 2, therefore, for f of 2, that is y1, we plug 2 into the original function. We got the 4 times 2 squared plus 7 times 2 minus 3. Then that is 4 times 4, 16 plus 14 minus 3, that is 27. In other words, 227, that is x1, y1. We got to use this formula to figure out the equation of a tangent line. We got the y minus 27 equals, slope is 23. 23 times x minus 2. This is the equation of a tangent line. Now let's go to 32. M of j equals 4j third power plus j squared minus 7j minus 5. J is given point equals -1. First of all, we need to figure out the derivative of this function. Then we got the 4j third power plus j squared minus 7j minus 5. For each term, we got to do derivative. Then use this power rule. And we got derivative for j to the third power, that's 3j squared, then multiplied by 4. For j squared, derivative for that is 2j, so adding. Then minus 7. For linear function, the slope is the derivative. For constant, that's 0. So we organize that is 12j squared plus 2j minus 7. Then the slope of a tangent line as j equals -1. We just need to change j into -1, plug into this derivative function. Then we got the 12 times -1 squared plus 2 times -1 minus 7. We got the 12 minus 2 minus 7, that equals 3. This will be the answer for slope of a tangent line at j equals -1. Now we need to figure out the equation of a tangent line. We plug j equals -1 to this function to get the coordinates for j equals -1. So we got the m of -1. 4 times -1 third power plus -1 squared minus 7 times -1 minus 5. So we got -4 plus 1 plus 7 minus 5. That is -1. In other words, -1 will be J1 and M1. We use a point slope formula. Got M plus 1 equals slope, that's 3, J plus 1. This is the equation of a tangent line as j equals -1.